What do I keep hearing? Beep, beep, beep.
Beep, 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 that's
We
me.
got a computer
I'm
malfunction
vaping.
on the corner. So
Oh, okay.
I'm just getting booted up.
it'll come in.
That's it. It's done beeping.
All right, we got some antique guys here.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the World Series, and Larry Bowles is here, and he's going to tell us who's going to win the World Series, right? And you said that if they bet with what you say, that if they don't win, you're going to pay them off in baseball cards. Is that right?
I think that would be a good way to handle it. I like the way you worded that, David. That was very good. Yes, I've got.
How many cards do you have?
Presently, I would say that I have gone from 700,000. I think now I'm down to about 300,000, David.
Well, you hardly got any cards, you know.
Well, no, I mean, 300,000 away from $1 million. Hey, these people that's got 10 million cards,
Wow,
they'd have
that'd be a lot.
to have a warehouse to store them in, David. But anyway, I do get some out occasionally and look at them. There are some cards I haven't even looked at, David, in at least a decade, 10 years. But hey, they're in boxes. They're in 3,200 and 5,000 count boxes.
Yeah.
And hey, when I get a box out to look at them, hey, David, they're still in excellent to near mint to mint condition, and I'm telling you, I've had them for since I got in it in 1980, and I quit purchasing cards in 1994. So 14 years at least I was purchasing cards, mostly baseball. I did get into basketball and football, and at the end of the business I was in, sports memorabilia, I actually got into hockey. And I've been to Nashville. I've seen the Predators play. I got to watch the Predators when they first come to Nashville. And it's amazing, y'all. I thought football was a rough game, but if you ever get to go to a hockey game and you're able to get down on what they call the glass, you see, I have seen them smash their mouth and face up against that glass. And let me tell you
the good
something.
seats, huh?
I played football in high school. I never saw any distorted faces like I see on that ice. I mean, they get after it. Hey, and sometimes it's tough. It's hard to keep up with the puck.
The first two Predators games I went to, I got tickets given to me to go sit in the Comcast box with free food and stuff like that. It was awesome. And then I went and bought some tickets, and I was in the third deck on the end, and I'm like, I like it a lot better.
yeah, down close. But listen, well, hey, you get down close, what they call lower level, or as close to the glass as you can. Of course, the closer you get to the glass, the more expensive the tickets are. And if you sit up high, as you were talking, that's what we call, even in hockey, the nosebleed.
Yeah.
You can get up there high enough that, the barometric pressure, your nose could start bleeding. That's how we got the name nosebleed section on any sporting event. When you sit up high, well, we sat in the nosebleed section. And everybody's got a nosebleed section. Even the Titans, you can get up there so high, that when they throw the football, you can't tell whether it's a 10-yard pass or whether it's a 50-yard pass. All you can do is watch the players go after the ball. That's all you can do. But anyway, very enjoyable. I haven't been to Nashville in quite some time now. Used to go watch college. I'd catch a good team in the Southeastern Conference to come in and play Vanderbilt, and I'd go watch Vandy play the Florida or Alabama, somebody pretty tough that comes into Nashville. But anyway, Vanderbilt has come a long ways last 10 years in football, so they could actually upset somebody, So anyway, but no, me enjoying sports. I was telling David this morning that I as far as baseball, I played Little League, I played Babe Ruth, I played high school, I played in the Mountain Valley League. I hung my baseball glove up at age 23. Now, and I told him the highlight of my Little League career is my last baseball game when I was 12 years old.
Now tell them why, though, about the watermelon.
Oh, folks, I got to tell you about the watermelon. 5 blocks away, there was a grocery store near the elementary school that I went to.
From your house.
And from the house. And I bought a watermelon at age 12 and carried that thing 5 blocks back to the house. Now, I know, stop a few times on the way home carrying that thing. But now, when I got to the Little League field that evening, I want you to know that bat was like a toothpick. I mean, it was light.
I bet.
I was swinging it like I've never swung it before. And I'll tell you what, we got 2 on base. I hit third in the lineup, got the first 2 on, and that pitcher served me up one, and I hit it. I'd already hit it several times, fly ball, I thought. I went and rounded first base, and the umpire said, Bowles said, you just hit it out. Well, I didn't even get to see it clear the fence, y'all. I'm telling you, But anyway, I rounded them base. Hey, they ain't nothing like the feeling you get to be a little leaguer, because his dream is to hit one over that fence. And I hit that one, and second time I come up the plate, I struck out. And the third time I hit a line drive, which would be a single in Babe Ruth. But anyway, it cleared the fence also. I rounded first, and the umpire goes, you did it again. And I didn't see it clear the fence either. But I hit 2 in one game, and I pitched. And we won 7-4. So that, other than making the All-Stars in Little League, that was the highlight of my Little League career.
And what did I tell you? You should have started carrying watermelons.
Yeah.
You should have carried watermelons.
I
You
should
have been playing professional baseball.
We lived on Collins Street there in Tullahoma, and when I was going to Tullahoma Senior High School, I was on the high school baseball team, and that's what I should have thought of, David, was carrying a watermelon.
By then you'd been up to a couple of
Oh, yeah, and swinging that big 34, 35-inch bat.
Okay.
Well, I tell you, David, that would have been awesome.
I tell you what.
What?
Now, I drove you all the way from Tullahoma, way down there, to get you up here to make your prediction. Now, what did you say?
All right.
What is the true game? How, when you're playing ball, what is the most important player, according to you, to win a game or a World Series or whatever? What do you got to have?
There is no question the number one thing in baseball that you have to have, must have, in order to win a World Series, it's called pitching. Pitching will overcome good hitting. Now, at the presently, we got the Houston Astros playing the Boston Red Sox for the American League Championship to see which one of them 2 teams goes to the World Series, and both of them are extremely good hitting teams, and they both do have decent pitching. Now, the question is will the pitching overcome the hitting on behalf of that league championship series? And then over in the National League, you got the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're playing the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, I look for those games to be low scoring because pitching is excellent on both teams. I do like the Dodgers because they got Kershaw, and Kershaw is one of the best pitchers that is pitching in the National League right now, and I do like the Dodgers to take out the Milwaukee Brewers. I do give Houston Astros a slight edge over the Boston Red Sox, and so I predict that we'll have the Houston Astros playing the Los Angeles Dodgers, and in an upset, I'm going to pick the Dodgers to win the World Series this year. So we'll kind of see how it goes. For those of you now, I wouldn't want you to go out and play something as far as the farm on my prediction, but if things don't go too well, y'all can hit me up for a few baseball cards. That number to call is BR549.
Don't you give them junior samples.
Don't give them.
We're going to give them your real
Well,
samples.
I did everything and commented on your tires on your truck, but I didn't pull the junior samples all the way. I didn't kick either one. I didn't kick none of them.
And then say the number. I say you always kick it and then say it.
Didn't say the number. Okay. Well, anyway, folks. folks. I believe you get the point, you get the message. But anyway,
Well, wait a minute.
but baseball.
Wait a minute.
What are you going to? All right, what's up now?
Don't give them no dang BR 549 stuff. Give them your real cell number, because if they lose, they gonna be wanting some of them baseball.
Well, now he's asking me to give y'all something, folks, in all due respect, that I don't have.
You don't have a cell phone.
I don't. I don't.
No wonder you
I
make
don't-
these predictions.
I don't have a cell
What
phone.
do you think?
I don't have a cell phone, folks. Let me tell you something. I'm up in what they call.
something.
I'm up in what they call years now. You know, I've been around a while. Matter of fact, I like digging up bones. When I dig up bones, it makes me realize that I can go back in time, and it makes me feel young again. I like digging up bones, but no, sir. I don't have one. There's 2 times so far that I could have used one of them things called a cell phone. Folks, when you're out on the interstate and you either break down or have a flat tire or what have you, and I'm just not physically able to do the things that I used to do. But anyway, that's a good time to have a cell phone, David.
It is.
Yeah, when you break down.
I remember when they didn't even know what a cell phone was.
Oh, well, we was talking, if you remember, it ain't been 20 minutes ago. I looked over at you and I said, whatever happened to on, off,
On the radio.
on, off? I said, do you know, I gotta go, I gotta push all these buttons,
Wax on,
David,
wax
just to get it to come on.
Really, I don't. I just push one thing and it comes right on. I push it. And then you guess what? This is really going to mess you up, Larry.
Yeah, I'm sure
I
we
push that same button to turn it off.
There you go.
Okay.
So it works. Push it to turn it on and push it to turn
Yeah,
it.
well.
What the heck?
Well, I would rather just, hey, I'm old school. I'm old fashioned, old school. Hey, I can remember the days, you know, that you know.
What?
Well, they even roll up hay now. They roll hay. Hey, back in the day, hey, we had the bundle. Hey, we put it on
Square bale.
Thank you very much. Well, rectangle.
Yeah.
They
They
wouldn't.
call them square bells.
Well, all right. Have it your way, Mr. Burger King. You know.
Mr. Jiffy Burger.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Yeah.
Not,
Oh,
no, you don't want to date Burger King.
that's right. That's right. So, well, hey.
He may be the king of
Hey,
burgers.
you were the king.
No, I'm not. Really, I'm not the king of burgers. My wife and daughter are the queen of burgers because they run the Jiffy Burger,
Hey,
and they'll let you know real quick that I ain't got nothing
you
to do
know,
with it.
you know who could.
Hey, you want to take a break?
Yeah, I'm going to take a break here. Is that okay?
Call. Hey.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Rush Bricken demands governmental financial responsibility.
Rush Bricken cares about veterans and will defend the Constitution.
Rush Bricken knows small business creates good jobs.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I'd like to be your next Tennessee representative.
For fiscal soundness.
I'm picking Bricken.
For low taxes.
I'm picking Bricken.
For good jobs and roads.
I'm picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
All right, we're coming back here with Let's Talk Antiques.
Are we back yet?
We're back, I think.
All right. Okay, so
Hey,
Hang on, let me get rid of that background music. There we go.
Let the man speak. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so up until yesterday, we could have had a Tullahoma boy playing in the World Series this year, correct? When the
Absolutely.
Oh,
his name is Sheffield, and there's two brothers that's in Major League Baseball right now, and the one that he's making reference to, I believe, pitched at Vanderbilt. But yes, he plays for the Yankees, and if the Yankees would have made it to the World Series, there was an excellent possibility that he could have pitched in the World Series.
That would have been pretty amazing. I think we're probably, people are swapping over to be Yankees fan who are sworn enemies to him at this point. When you
Well, without a doubt, Boston and the New York Yankees, I mean, they call it very much a rivalry, but now they don't like one another.
Well,
Let's just tell it like it is. They do not like one another.
Hey, so let's talk about this.
Talk about it.
1960
What about 1960?
World Series.
Yes, sir.
Who won?
The Pittsburgh Pirates. They beat the New York Yankees.
Okay, now let's take that as an investment. Had you, because you didn't like the Yankees, right?
I did not. They won too
But
much.
which one of those two teams, if you had all their cards, all the players' cards, and they, you know who won the World Series? You just said it. Which one do you think would make more money, the Yankees or them?
Oh, without a doubt, the New York Yankees, because as you spoke of earlier, if I'd had the rookie cards of each of those players in 1960, I mean, the 52 mantle alone, in 1978, I could have purchased it in Nashville for $5. In 1983, it went, according to Dr. Beckett, the Beckett Monthly Guide, price guide, it had it booking at $33,000. So you go, if you know numbers like I think you do, well then $33,000 is a lot more than $5.
Now, you see this guy right across from
Yes,
you.
sir. I'm looking right at him.
He's an expert on baseball.
There's
I am not.
Hey.
Throw some of them questions at him that you.
Well. Now, what we
Because
were
he knows a couple
talking, he
answers.
told me that he.
What was the first question you asked him?
The very first one?
Yeah, remember that.
I asked him who won the 1960 World Series,
Yeah.
and he told me.
What was the second question?
I believe I asked him what was the name of the field in Pittsburgh that they
There we
played on. And he said, well, it wasn't Three Rivers. I go, no. It was called Forbes Field, Forbes. And let me tell you about Forbes Field. It was so deep from home plate, it was very difficult to hit one out of there. And in the 10th inning of the 7th game of the 1960 World Series, a young man that played second base for the Pittsburgh Pirates, he hit, the pitch is being served, and there's a drive way back. There is an outfielder who has turned his back to home plate, and I realize as he turned his back, that ball's got a chance. And folks, it left the ballpark.
Who hit it?
Bill Mazeroski. I mean, he run around. Why, you'd have thought, as he was running, the fans were coming onto the field. Hey, I think he barely got to home plate.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, they won.
Now, technically, though,
Technically.
he has to touch that home plate to be a home run.
Oh,
right?
yes, otherwise.
So if they interfered and he couldn't, then he'd be out, right?
That is correct, sir.
Especially if they tagged him, yeah.
But anyway.
And Bill wasn't a real power hitter.
No,
either.
sir, not at all.
He
But
was
I'll tell you one thing that he did have. Him and Nellie Fox for the Chicago White Sox were neck and neck when it come to that chaw. That's what they called it back then, y'all. That chaw. He had a chaw in that mouth. It was chewing tobacco, folks. He had a chaw that him and Nellie Fox would have been equal to. And back in that day, they let you do that. You could have that tobacco on the field, and they let you chew.
Oh, yeah.
And man, what a mouthful of tobacco. I mean, I'd say they got a half a pack. A half a pack of red man or beech nut chew, and they called it a chaw, David. A chaw. And anyway, they would put that in their mouth, and all they did the entire ball game. I mean, well, if you'd go out there at second, both of them played second base. Well, if you'd go out there in between first and second base, and you look down on the ground,
So you'd have to dodge that, wouldn't you?
Well, you didn't want to slide into second base.
There you go. Well,
you might slide right on by.
Well spoken. But anyway, but the trivia question on behalf of the 1960 World Series will always be two. Who hit the home run and who was playing left field for the New York Yankees. Now, a lot of people would speculate and say, well, let's see who the outfield was. And they would get to thinking about Tom Trish. They'll get to thinking about Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle. But, folks, I'll have you to know the trivia question is, who was playing left field for the Yankees in the 1960 World Series? Oh, I know a lot of you who are listening in. Y'all going to take this to the bank, and you're going to ask somebody else. It was none other than the catcher for the New York Yankees. It was Yogi Berra.
Didn't he just pass away?
It ain't been that long ago, right?
Yeah.
But
How often did he do that?
How often did he do what?
Play outfield.
As often as they needed him to, I guess.
pretty-
I mean, you need
pretty
to
often?
understand. I'd say it'd been an extra inning ball game. They pretty much went through the lineup, pinch hitters, what have you. And old Yogi, he had to go to left field. There's a lot of your outfielders plays third base, and first base, and a lot of your third basemen and first basemen plays the outfield. But now I'm going to tell you one thing that I'm amazed at, since I played a lot of baseball, is in the professional league, Major League Baseball, that first baseman, he takes throws from the infield, and sometimes they're over his head, sometimes they're down in the dirt, and it always amazes me, David, how they're able to dig that thing out of the dirt and come up with the ball. They have saved a lot of throwing errors from the infield on behalf of digging that baseball out. But anyway, folks, you can say you heard it live. That's Live, right here from this fantastic group of the Antique Roadshow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Better be careful about that.
What about Let's Talk Antiques?
Let's talk antiques.
Well, why don't we talk antiques? What do you think I know about it?
Well, you can't say roadshow because they already got a TV program
Oh,
about that.
goodness gracious.
That may even
folks.
be copyrighted. I'm not sure.
Hey, can you cut that part out when you edit?
Hey, well, anyway, you can tell what I know about it.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Now, what was that question you asked about the way you throw a ball and somebody?
The Pirates had a really great picture.
They really did,
They had
yeah.
Bob Friend
Yes, they
and
did.
Vernon Law.
Yes.
And they had a reliever, and his name was Elroy Face, and he threw a thing called a fork ball.
It did.
Somehow or another, he put the ball in between it and like a fork.
Yeah.
His hand was
That's correct. Hey,
deformed.
You
I
gotta
believe.
have the right fingers for that.
Yeah,
pitch
and
now.
it was somewhat like a knuckleball, I think.
Well,
if I
it was
remember.
similar. What
Similar,
it would do, a fork ball was when Bruce Sutter pitched later on in the 70s. Bruce Sutter threw a pitch, split finger.
Yeah, split
finger, and it would come in like a fastball, and then all of a sudden, by the time the hitter went to swing at it, it would drop.
Yeah.
And we've even had, back when I was growing up, a pitch called a drop. We threw a curve. Now they won't let kids pretty much this day and time throw a curve.
Right, because it runs their arm.
And they call the pitch now. They call the pitch now a slurve. A slurve, David.
What the heck?
I don't know. I think that has to do with somebody maybe going and having a Slurpee. Before they pitch that afternoon or that day, and they can throw a slurve.
Of course, they used to have the spitball, which I guess is illegal now. They used to
Well,
actually wet them up.
The man who could throw the spitter better than anybody in professional baseball.
Wait a minute.
During my lifetime.
Who was it?
I don't know that.
Yes, he does.
I might have forgot. I haven't thought about some of this stuff.
I'm fixing.
Boys, y'all help me with this guy.
I'm fixing to enlighten him.
Okay.
His name and all.
Well, don't give him the whole name.
Well, they would even call the coach of the opposite team would give with the umpire time, Blue, and say, Blue, go check him out. So I believe he's got a substance underneath the bill of his cap because he keeps going to it all the time. Now, the man's name who threw the spitter was called Gaylord Perry.
Oh, Gaylord, yeah.
Yeah, hey, look here, hey.
I remember him.
Refreshed it. Hey, look at that. Hey, it comes back to us baseball players once a
Okay,
week.
so tell us about Gaylord Perry. Tell us a little bit about
him. He wasn't a pirate.
Well, what was he?
Oh, who did he play?
San Francisco Giants.
Was it the Giants?
Early in his career, and then he closed out with the
This guy's an expert.
I know that. You got to jump in here.
He knows more than I do.
He closed out with the Seattle Mariners. Yeah.
So how long did he play ball?
Oh, gosh, he had a long career. He's a Hall of Famer.
Hey, by the way, do you have his signature on those little pads? You know.
No.
Okay.
No.
So how long?
No. Probably about 16, 17 years.
Now, Philip, Ronnie, you boys ask this man some questions because we got him on tape.
They're over there playing with their computers.
I'm looking stuff up, but there's not a place to pop in with it.
Pop it in.
I've got dimensions on Ford Field. You know, that was the thing. So
what do you got about
Ford
Ford
Field? They put Yogi in the short outfield, which is only 360 feet.
Only 360.
only 360. You know what it is down the line in most ballparks now? 310.
Really?
So
okay.
360. Let me tell you something. That was quite a way.
That's a short field, Phil?
Yeah, there you go. That's
what
the short
was it
side.
in center field? 4 what?
462.
Hey, let me. You know the baseball fields back in the day. You know, you'd have short, and then in the power alleys, you know, it'd be kind of semi deep, and then you go to center field and it got some kind of quirky thing, you know. I believe Willie Mays' famous catch in off of Vic Wirtz's bat when he caught it over his head. I believe that ballpark was pretty close in the section that he caught it in, pretty close to 500. Hey,
really?
Hey, Griffith Stadium in Washington D.C. Mickey Mantle, you know, we in one of our other segments we talked about that home run he hit.
Mm-hmm.
In 1961, Topps come out with a baseball card, said he hit it 565 feet. Wow. Y'all looked it up, and he hit it further than 565. Yeah. Hit it clean out of the stadium. That's right. Hey, oh my. Of course, you know, there's been some long home runs, but.
Well, we're going to talk about that on the next. We're going to take a little break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to give them boys a chance to kind of tool up here, see if they can stump you. I don't think they can. I'm betting on you. I'm betting on you, Larry.
I've been stumped before, Doug.
I don't believe it.
I doubt that.
Let's take that break so we can pay the bills.
All right.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
Rush Bricken knows agriculture and farming is vital to Tennessee.
Rush Bricken supports our community and our faith-based charities.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I have the experience and background to be an effective Tennessee representative for you.
20 years on the county commission.
I'm picking Bricken.
40 years in business.
We're picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
At home at 6:30 on Thursday against Columbia. Bumper to bumper automotive maintenance and repair. Clower Automotive on MacArthur Drive.
Hey everybody, we're back with Talking Antiques, and the number here is 728-1320.
Back in.
All right, we're coming back with. What is the name of this program again? Baseball what?
Let's talk antiques.
Talking Let's Antiques.
Hey,
Larry.
Yes, sir.
On the break, we was talking about how to make a bicycle sound like a moped.
Oh,
when we was kids. So
oh,
tell them what we
folks,
did.
Oh, you don't know how to do that?
Any of you that's an antique like I am, now, like I say, you know, I'm sure we got some listeners, you know, that's antique, just like we are, Dave. David, you're an, yeah, I know that, but look, we need to go back. Do y'all remember when we were growing up how we would take these cards, these sport cards, put them on our bicycle spokes, and you could put 2 on the front and 2 on the back, and you could maybe run about 5 blocks on your bicycle and 5 blocks back, and when you got back, you needed to change them out because they only lasted that long. Like I said, I was telling them that I could pull the old cards off of the bicycle, and I'd hold one up and blow some air on it, and the fibers in the card would kind of go in the air, you know, and it was time to change. And
Okay.
I reaching my, I always
Well,
kept
how did you attach it to your
clothespin.
Yeah,
Right to
the
your
spring-loaded ones.
Clothespins, hey, clothespins.
One per 2 cards? Or would you have to put more than 2
okay.
clothespins?
Okay, on each side of your wheel, you had this long bar.
For your fender brace.
Yes, and you'd put one there and put it down with a clothespin, and then you'd go around on the other side, and you'd put one on, so that's 2 on the front.
Yeah.
And then you do
one clothespin, though, held them
one 4 clothespins altogether.
Altogether.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh,
Used to do
yeah.
that all the time.
Oh, they ain't nothing that was any better than trying to see if you had the best sounding baseball card bicycle on the block. Now, if you sounded real good, but now my best thing that I talk about is 1959, and that was on your last program, well, the program that I was here, and that was talking about that Mattel Fanner 50.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was...
Don't talk about no Fanner 50. We're going to talk baseball today. Stay in the mode.
Well,
all right,
stay in the mode.
I got a question for you.
Shoot.
What team did Babe Ruth play for before joining the Boston Red Sox?
Now, somebody needs to do that. What's that? We need that little time thing. You
Yeah.
know? Like
I can give you a hint.
He played professionally?
It was a minor league team.
Oh, he wanting to go
It's professional.
Hey,
well, tell him.
I don't know that much about minor league.
I can tell you who signed him.
You can tell me who signed him?
Jack Dunn.
Well,
Does that help?
How about that? Hey, I learned something. Jack Dunn signed Babe Ruth. Hey,
For $250.
all I can tell you is I was in a ballpark that Babe Ruth played in.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the.
Wow.
Back in
Well,
that.
you wasn't even born, though, when he died.
Do you know what year he died?
He either died 48 or 49.
He died in 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure did.
Me and you wasn't born, Larry.
Yeah.
No,
That's funny.
Well, now, we do have somebody that was born.
Well,
did you ever watch Babe Ruth?
No.
He wasn't born that far back.
I would have been 8 in 48.
Yeah.
Yeah. He liked hot dogs.
Yeah, he did.
Babe Ruth?
Yeah, he would. Why? He'd hit a home run and then he'd go, hey, he'd hollering at the guy that comes down.
The hot dog
The hot dog dispenser. Hey, give me 2 red hots. And they call them red hots. And
Yep,
give me
that's
2,
right.
give me 2 red hots. And he eat hot dogs. And the kids, you know, they like hot dogs too. So
he'd buy them all.
He'd buy them hot dogs.
Hey, listen. You're saying all this to say, he's asked you a question. Do you have that answer?
I do.
I can narrow it down to 4 for you. How's
All
that?
right,
Vote-
yeah, pick one of these.
Folks, when it comes to minor league baseball now, that's before they become professionals.
Well, it
I
was-
don't know the
Well, narrow
answer.
it up,
It's
Paramore.
either the Boston Braves, the Cincinnati Reds, the New York Yankees, or the Baltimore Orioles.
I say Oreo.
Oh no, it was Orioles. It was Orioles.
There you go. There it
yes,
was.
sir. That's exactly who it was. That's right.
Howard, do you agree with that?
I guess.
Yeah. Hey.
Ronnie, do you agree with that?
Hey.
Okay.
I do not know.
So, Ronnie, you got him a question?
Well, I did have, but I started browsing.
Who was the most disliked?
We're back.
Who was the most disliked Yankee player that Babe Ruth, when this player first come aboard the team, that Babe Ruth did not like?
Well, I can't remember his name, but I'll tell you what he did. He was so dirty that he would take his spikes, and when he'd come around, he'd hit him on the leg and stuff, wouldn't he? Is that the same guy?
No, you're making reference to Ty Cobb.
Okay, it wasn't
yeah.
Ty Cobb played for the Detroit
All right.
Tigers.
Yeah, when he slid into second base, he came in spikes up.
Hey,
Everybody got
Would
out
that
of
be
his
the
way.
same as like flaps up
Yeah.
when you come in on
They-
a carrier?
Oh,
They,
he was-
they played the game real rough back then. Yeah.
So they didn't like the guy?
No, he didn't like him at all. Matter of fact, he had words with him, and he told him that, hey, said, you need to, talking about the right field fence, said, that's mine. That belongs to me. You stay out of the right, you don't hit the ball to right field no more. And that guy was none other than Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's right. Lou Gehrig. Now, don't get me wrong, they became friends and good buddies.
Well, that's because he started hitting to the left.
No. Him and Ruth were in a battle one year. I think it was 27. They were in a battle to who was going to hit the most home runs.
Yeah.
And Ruth got there. Ruth hit 60, and I think Gehrig hit 54. I believe. Yeah.
Well, what year was it that Mantle and Maris had that big runoff?
61.
Yeah, and what was the total hits for each one?
You mean the total amount of home runs?
Yeah.
I think Maris hit 61 in 61, and he overcame Babe Ruth's single season record of 60 by hitting 61.
Yeah.
But you know how many home runs he needed to hit in that game to break Ruth's record?
Nope.
He had to hit 2.
Now, we're talking about Roger Maris, not
Yes,
Mantle.
sir. No, we're talking about Maris. But now, Mantle, him and Mantle were going at it, but now he overcame Mantle.
He did?
He
Don't
beat-
you remember he got death threats over that? People
Yeah.
did not like it. that he
Well,
was
I'm
beating
going
Mantle.
to tell you who got death threats now. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's Hank Aaron defeating Babe Ruth's long-time career home run record.
Yeah, people-
Aaron got death threats.
Oh, they get all touchy about
They
that stuff.
did. They really did.
When you start messing with Mantle or Ruth,
Yeah. But anyway, Aaron, to me, was one of the flashiest. He could run, he could hit with power, and he was a good defensive outfielder. And Aaron, of course, he hit more doubles than he did home runs, but I'm going to tell you what, just to watch that guy swing, his wrist action at home plate and the turning, his mechanics of hitting a baseball were probably one of the best, if not the best, I've ever seen. And of course, I know some of you folks that's older than Methuselah can probably go back in the days of.
I think they're all gone, Larry.
Well, there may be somebody still around that can talk about Rogers Hornsby or some of them people that can hit.
So?
Well, let me tell you something. It's in their time, David.
Yeah.
In their time.
But-
You take the pitching today. The question is could Ruth, Aaron, and Aaron and Maris and some of these long ball hitters, could they hit this pitching today? Let me tell you something. When you start throwing that thing up there and it's a dipsy doodle noodle, let me tell you something. You got a lot. Some of them throw it so slow a time when they throw what they call an off-speed pitch. Well, it takes a day and a half for it to get to home plate, David, and they can swing at it 2 times. They can get 2 strikes on the same pitch. But anyway, I'm serious, man. It is unreal how they.
Yeah, but also when they're talking about those games, didn't like when Ruth hit all those home runs? Didn't they have to play more games back then than they did when the Yankees and in the '60s?
They played it in less games.
Oh, less games.
Less games.
But the pitcher stayed in longer.
I remember Whitey Ford for the Yankees, left-hand pitcher. A lot of you folks remember him, Whitey Ford.
Yeah.
I saw Casey Stengel. Casey Stengel's mind is, we pay you to start the game, and we pay you to finish the game.
Right.
14 innings this guy pitched now. 14 innings.
What are they doing now?
Now we got a starting pitcher, and all we expect of him is to go 5 to 6 innings. And then we got a middle reliever we're going to pay millions of dollars to come in and pitch in the 7th and 8th. And then we're going to bring him the big boy and let him close the game.
Got the closer.
And we got millions and millions of dollars in 3 pitchers now.
Yeah.
Do y'all know that Aaron, one of his top salaries, if not his top salary, was $600,000 a year? If there was anybody who could play for him, I mean, was worth $1 million, it was the guys that we mentioned. You got
What
you
was
got
Mantle's top salary?
I don't know.
Do you know Maris or any of them?
No.
Well, hey, somebody Google that.
We can get those. Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you say? Babe Ruth got signed for $200 or $250?
$250.
Could you imagine if he showed up today, they'd give him $1 million just to sign to go to some minor
Well,
league team.
$250 wouldn't even pay for the hot dogs that he ate.
Not now.
During a game.
The hot dog's probably on about a nickel back in.
Oh yeah, right at the ballpark. Let me tell
Well,
you.
they didn't figure it out.
I'd say
They'll
they
rob
were.
you until-
I'd say they were $1 a piece.
In 1920?
27? No, they would be. They probably a dime.
Yeah, there you go.
They
100,000
probably a
in
dime.
63.
Huh?
Mantle 100,000 in 63. Equivalent to 810,000.
Who got
934 in 2018 dollars.
Who got? Oh,
Who got 810,000? Who got 810?
No, he
No,
said the
Mickey-
100,000
Mickey
equals,
Mantle got 100,000 in 63.
In 63.
which equates to
That was a
what?
lot of money.
Equates to
Oh,
$810,934
Yeah.
in 2018 dollars.
I talk about the $14 I was making just delivering newspapers. Hey, I thought that way.
Yeah.
I thought I was a wealthy man.
Let me throw out one more question before we go to break here.
All right.
What 1929 feat did Lee Richmond perform in a Major League Baseball first?
Hey, I tell you what though, save that question save the answer to after we come back.
Ruth had a peak salary of 80,000.
80.
Wow.
So
What's that equate to? And you can tell us when we come back.
I'll tell you. I know what. Okay,
Let's
yeah,
take a
I'm
break.
gonna tell you when we get back what he did. I believe
1929 Lee
I
Richmond.
recall that feat. I saw it. I believe in a baseball book I read. I believe I know what he did.
All right.
All right, we'll be back shortly.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Rush Bricken understands the importance of education.
Rush Bricken knows agriculture and farming is vital to Tennessee.
Rush Bricken believes in a good education and creating job skills.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I'll represent your conservative values in Nashville.
40 years in business.
I'm picking Bricken.
20 years on the county commission.
We're picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
All right, we're back here with, what was the name of this? All about baseball.
Yeah, let's talk antiques. And we're talking
Antique baseballs.
We're talking it. That's for
I
sure.
could have sworn. Well, it's old baseball.
Yeah, old baseball. Okay, so what was that question?
He's gonna give me a.
What 1929 feat did Lee Richmond perform in a Major League Baseball first?
Lee Richmond performed something in Major League Baseball that had never been performed previously. There was a ground ball. Well, it was more like a bunt than a ground ball, and he fielded the ball and he dove at home plate and got the guy coming from third to home. That Let's see here. How did I do? See, it was unassisted. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute, folks. I'm telling you, it was a line drive. He caught it, and then he got the guy at home unassisted, and then he threw the ball to first base and got the guy going to first. Well, that can't.
That's part of it, but that's not actually the
anyway,
whole thing.
folks. What he's known for is the only unassisted triple play in baseball. How close was I?
No.
No. Hey, folks, it was kind of like, with me, it was kind of like pitching horseshoes or hand grenades. I was just trying to get close. But wait a minute. Now, you got a million.
So what is
it sounded good anyway. Go ahead. What was it?
He pitched a perfect game.
Oh, my God.
How did you get all that out of the perfect game?
I just thought it up, David. I thought it sounded good.
But part of that was your thing where he tagged the guy out at
really?
How about that was part of him.
So you did have part of it right.
Well, hey, it was a guess.
Yeah, didn't you have the first unassisted triple play?
Probably there's 750 something of them.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that on your screen.
Hey, another question came up was, who played in the World Series, Ronnie? Did you say in 1901?
1901,
Oh, folks, hey, folks.
Which team won it?
Folks, I come right on and said, Ben's, that they recently got to go to the World Series and won it. I actually picked on the Chicago Cubs. Do you know what he told me?
And I said Yankees.
Yeah, and there was no World Series in 1901. Hey, folks, we're going by. Can you imagine the bones that we're digging up? I wasn't even born till 1950, and these guys are throwing questions at me. 1901.
That's been a while.
When was the first World Series?
that was shortly after the gold rush. Hey,
when was the
everybody
first
went
World
to everybody went to California or Oregon.
Yeah.
Get that gold. Do what?
Studebaker made the wagons for him.
That's
right.
That is right.
Really?
Studebaker.
I didn't know that.
That's right.
Yeah. And the wheelbarrows.
1903.
That's how they started. 1903?
Yeah, and the Boston Pilgrims defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'll be dog. Was a Yankee team in 1903? Was there, Larry?
I don't recall.
Was there, Philip?
I don't know.
Ask Mr.
I've
Google.
got something
Hey,
else on.
do you-
Wait a minute. Hold on. He's got another question for you.
Let him go. I mean, here.
I've got the first in baseball. An unassisted triple play occurs when a defensive player makes all three outs by himself in one continuous play without his teammates making any assists. And do you want to guess the first guy who did it, or would you want me to just go with it?
I'm going to say it was.
It was further. It was before 1929. Just to put it that way.
I'm going to say it was Frankie Frisch with the St. Louis Cardinals.
I got Neil Ball July 19th, 1909.
Well, he must have had his hands on the ball. You say his last name was Ball?
Yep.
Yeah, he must have had his hands on the ball. You know.
Well, another interesting question come up though. Who was the first person to pitch a 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and then who was the second?
Okay, the first person
wait a
to
minute.
pitch a baseball 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Was Bob Feller.
All right, now wait a minute. Don't say the other one yet.
Okay.
Just in case somebody wants to call in and tell us who.
Oh yeah, why don't
give
y'all please somebody call in and let me know who you think the second major league pitcher was to pitch a baseball.
And it was in more modern times, right?
Well, let's call it consistently.
Do you think that maybe, though, there had been somebody before then, but they didn't have the radar guns and stuff like they do now
Well, that's
to
true.
really measure
That's
how
true, too.
fast somebody was pitching?
That's true. And I'll tell you, the guy who
the catcher
who probably
left
came
it, I
third in that area. Now he didn't. I'd say they clocked him at 100, but he didn't throw it consistently at 100.
Because you know
this guy that broke 100 consistently, he had a long career. I think his career probably was right at 20 years, and
he's on a rookie card with two people instead of just one.
How did you know that?
You know I got it.
You got it. You know who the other player was that's on his rookie card?
Who was it?
Johnny Bench.
Well, who was the other guy then? Go ahead and tell him. Ain't nobody gonna call.
Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, Nolan Ryan. Hey, you know what though? Was it the Navy or it was the government that come up with radar? Right? Yeah, well, of they course. invented radar.
Actually, I think it was somewhere on the
Wasn't
England.
it in World War II?
Early World War II, yeah.
Yeah, they come up with radar.
Right.
So,
but the smaller units, they were big, bulky things at first.
You ever seen anybody just stand up there at the plate, and I mean, got a good practice swing, and I mean, you can tell they're ready to jump on that ball. Mm-hmm. Well, when that ball comes in around 100 miles an hour, all they do is watch it come from the pitcher's hand, and they hear that whop, whop. Hey, it's done by him before he knows. Hey, he takes 3 right down the middle, and he walks. He has a look on his face.
What's the fastest baseball that's ever been pitched?
Well, I don't know.
What is it, Philip?
What? I'm sorry.
The fastest baseball ever pitched.
All right. Well,
if 100 mile an hour.
And I want to know who pitched it.
Yeah.
No, by the way, that third guy that I think been clocked at 100. I believe y'all recall his name.
I got you.
He was a pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, who beat the Detroit Tigers in 1968 World Series. His name was Bob Gibson.
Oh yeah, he was another good pitcher.
Boy,
yeah, I got a jersey signed with him. Remember?
I saw it. Yeah.
All right, so let's hear it.
Aroldis Chapman, 105.1 miles per hour.
What year was that, Phil?
During the 2010 minor league season.
There you go.
Minor league.
Wow.
Okay, great.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Huge.
Who was the little? He was a little man pitcher for the Philadelphia Athletics in the 50s and 60s.
In the 50s and 60s?
Yeah.
Little man.
He was a little guy, and he threw the ball extremely fast. I'm trying to think. Bob something. I can't remember. I can pick.
For the Athletics?
Athletics. Philadelphia Athletics. I'm thinking it was Bob somebody, but I can't remember who it was. I remember when he threw, it was like his whole body was in. I mean, he was unbelievable. I remember seeing a newsreel or something with him. Shantz?
Oh, Bobby Shantz.
Shantz.
He was a little guy. He had a brother, too.
Yeah.
I think they were twins.
But he was a little guy. And I mean, when he threw, and he was extremely fast.
Well, let me tell you something. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but back in the years you're talking about, the 50s and 60s, the Athletics, they were considered to be a minor league baseball. They're major league now, but they're considered to be the minor league for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And the Yankees go, spring training rolls around and the Yankees go, we would like to have you third baseman. Well, he's the best player we got. Well, we know that. That's why we want him.
And they give him big money.
And we're willing to buy him from you. And you're behind on your bills right now. And you need to sell him to us where you can pay your bills.
Yeah.
And they would sell him to them.
We're running out of time, fellas.
Okay.
You might want to wrap it up.
Okay. Hey,
yeah.
Hey, the only thing that I can recall that he just said about wrapping something up, do y'all remember the name of the bubblegum company that we got the wrappers off of? And if we sent in so many wrappers, we got a prize. We got a prize.
That wasn't Double Bubble.
No, sir.
Fleers.
No. Fleers? Even though that was a bubblegum company. No.
I should know that. That's it.
Let me give you the name.
You better hurry.
Bazooka.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Bazooka was a big deal when we was kids.
Tell me about it, man. I'll tell you. Why they would pop that bubblegum in their mouth and put that comic strip down on the ground, I was there to snatch it up. And after you got, a few hundred of them, well, then you could send it in. They'd send you a prize.
Yeah. That was good old days.
Yeah.
Hey, we're out of time, fellas.
Oh, folks, I'm going to tell you, I have enjoyed it. If y'all have enjoyed it just half as much as I have, it was an undying privilege to be here with all these gentlemen on behalf of the Antique Show, because let me tell you something, y'all know without a shadow of a doubt now that baseball is antique. And I'll close with that.
All right, bye. We'll see you next week.